Hey everyone, it's Erin again, starting up a new video. And today we're going to be talking about how to show up authentically in your relationships. Now, I know relationships trigger a lot of things in people, and we feel like we need to be someone other than ourselves when we get into a relationship or we go on dates because we feel that being our authentic selves isn't good enough and that we are going to show something that is going to make the other person not like us or not want us. But isn't that the essence of dating and the essence of, committing to a partner and having a loving and healthy relationship is where you accept another person for who they exactly are, where there's no playing games, you know where you're both at, and you both love each other through it. I mean, that's a kind of relationship I want to be in. So I've been looking at my relationships a little bit differently over the past few years and really taking stock of who I wanted to be in these relationships and who I want to be in my own life. And being able to, set boundaries like I have spoke about in a previous video, and be able to show up compassionately and be able to be vulnerable, and really listening to my own needs and what I need in a relationship and need in my life, but also listening to the needs of the other person and being able to assess that and be able to work together harmoniously. Maybe not always harmoniously, but you find a groove that you get into where you're working together where it just flows. So to start off, finding compassion for this person you're dating, whether this is a short or long-term relationship, is knowing that everyone has a different perspective. Everyone is doing the best they can with what they have. They have come from a different background. They have a different history than you. They have different perspectives. They are not always going to agree with you. They are not going to always see the same things as you. And that's something that you need to, look at yourself. Is this a person that, do their views and values, are they something that align with me? And but also be accepting that this person's different. They're not going to see everything the same as you because they are unique, just as you are. So knowing that everyone has a different perspective and having compassion for that and being able to listen to the other side and, share freely and with love is going to help you, be authentic with your feelings and your values and what you hope to see in your life and your future together. And as I've mentioned before, boundaries is very much a big buzzword with relationships, but it's very significant for me, and I hope you too. Just to be able to, set boundaries for yourself. Being able to say no when things don't feel right, and or no when you don't want to do something. Um, that goes against your values. And yeah, there's obviously going to be times when you're like, I don't really feel like going out tonight with you. But being honest and open about how you feel and sharing that with your partner or your date and doing that, like I said, compassionately and being clear and concise is so much better than, lying about how you feel, lying to yourself, lying to another person. And it's just going to get all muddied up, and you're not going to feel very good about yourself to the other person because you're going to be forcing yourself to do things and align with something that doesn't align with you. And it's like putting a, square in a whole peg hole, however that saying may go. But you're basically forcing yourself into a space that doesn't want to be there. So being able to put up some boundaries, that really honors yourself and honors what you want out of a relationship, what you want out of life, and who you are as a person is extremely important in creating an authentic relationship, because it's allowing you to be true to yourself. Because if you're not being true to yourself and you're giving yourself to everyone else that, is not you, you're never going to know what your true needs are, because you're giving yourself to everyone else. And the number 3 is to accept the person where they're at. Don't try to, dream up the future person that they're going to be, or, who they once were, what they did. Date the person they are at that very moment. And if they're able to, be consistent with who they are and say who they are and do the things that they're saying they want to do, believe them. If you're constantly trying to, look at this person, you're like, oh, they'll change in a year or a couple months, it'll be fine. Or, oh my gosh, like they went through this thing and, it was a really big tragedy. And he's, he says he's a different person and I don't know, but like, let this person show you who they are. Don't discount someone because of their past. Don't discount someone because of their, what they've been through. Because to be quite honest, someone who's been through a lot has a lot to give in a relationship and is probably more emotionally intelligent than someone who hasn't been through something that has challenged their inner core. But really, yeah, just let the person show you who they are. And you're, not going to be able to judge a person, on the first date of who they are. It's get to know them, ask them questions, be curious. Because if you don't know, you're going to make assumptions, because we all have different perspectives on how life goes and who we think people are, but we don't allow ourselves to really be curious about the people that we're meeting. And, being able to just, if you're on a date, don't try to plan your future. Just sit in that seat, drink your wine or have your coffee and listen to them and be open and present with them. Because if you're constantly, trying to figure out, where they're going to be in a year, who they once were, you're not enjoying the moment and you're missing the beauty that is in that experience with that person. So listen to the person, accept where they're at. Don't try to change them or, make assumptions about someone. Let them show you who they are. And last but not least, make sure that you're able to be vulnerable. The biggest thing that I found with myself that it's one of my attributes and I'm very proud of is my vulnerability. And being able to share my thoughts and feelings with, my partner, with my friends, with my family, and allowing people to see who I am underneath has been such a beautiful transformation over the past couple of years, and has brought so much to my relationships, because I'm able to be myself and I'm able to share how I feel. And that way I attract people who want to be with me because of who I am and my vulnerability and, why I'm here. And so being able to share how you feel, share your thoughts and feelings with your partner, you are going to allow your partner or your date or whoever to learn more about you and to really be able to share an experience together, share a life together, instead of, living these, lives where you don't know your partner and you don't know what's going on in their head. And that's where the communication issues start, is because you're not willing to listen to each other or listen to their, feelings and thoughts. You would just rather assume that, how they're feeling. But being vulnerable brings a beautiful emotional connection that you won't get if you're not vulnerable. So try these 5 tips to show up authentically to your relationships, and um, just be authentically you, because being authentically you is going to attract the people that are supposed to be in your life, and don't settle for anything less. See you in the next video.